Welcome to another episode of the Hull City RTG. Thank you for all of your support on the series so far, especially this fourth season. I've changed some squad numbers at your request. You'll figure those out as we go through. You can see one on the right-hand side there already. Pinto now has his number 10 shirt back. I have to say, it was quite amusing to see your panicked comments on episode 3, where we obviously were in that terrible vein of form. Knowing, having already recorded episode 4, that we turned the corner a little bit and had improved with just the formation change. There was some call for some drastic changes in the comment section of episode 3, which, well, they may well be the right thing to do, but that's football. You're only as good as your last result, and the results that you saw in episode 3 deserved or warranted the sort of feedback that they got. I'm hoping that when you see episode 4, having just changed the formation, you guys will be like, oh, okay, maybe things aren't quite as bad as we initially thought. Today, we'll find out which of those two is right. Are we as bad as we were in episode 3, and was episode 4 a fluke? Or are we as good as we were in episode 4, and episode 3 was just us getting up and running? Or are we somewhere in the middle, where we're just a mid-table side that are going to overachieve in some games and underperform in others, and we'll find ourselves 10th by the end of the season? We'll wait and see. We start with 11th, placed Bournemouth. We've then Aston Villa, Everton and Wolves. I think Villa are going to be the side that we sim against today, considering they're down in 15th, and as things stand, the lowest of all of our opponents today. Everton are 9th, Bournemouth are 11th, and Wolves are 5th, so it makes sense to play those three. So we will play those three. Diangana is going to start on the right-hand side of this game. You can see DeAndre Yedlin is in at right back for this fixture as well. Just a couple of changes on the right-hand side. Wallace is up to 78, Barnett's up to 83, Lewis Potter up to 85, Sturyu up to 82. Growth in important areas. George Long is up to 77 as well. So let's... well, go and play our bloody bogey team, aren't they, Bournemouth? I'd completely forgotten, actually. Now just occurred to me again, the last umpteen times we played against Bournemouth in the Championship, our fate was already sealed when we played Bournemouth. Every time we'd lose, but this could be my 100th win in management. And, well, there's no other team I'd rather beat, to be honest, with the way that the series has gone so far. Bournemouth at home. Right then, Bournemouth. Are they much changed from the Championship? David Raya, Jack Stacey, Steve Cook, El Yamik, Valakovic and Rico, Nola Skowin and Billing with David Brooks, Dom Solanke and Danuma Grunewald. That's not too dissimilar at all from the side that was in the Championship last season. It's not too dissimilar from the side that has tormented us in this save in the Championship last season and the season before that, to be completely honest. So... we'll wait and see. They had to rely on the playoffs, Bournemouth. They couldn't catch ourselves or Brighton last season, but I can only speak from experience against them. I don't know how they got on against Brighton, but they certainly were the better side whenever we played against them. I'd like to think that we've improved since then, and we are better than we were. We shall wait and see. Hopefully DeAndre Yedlin adds a little bit more on the right-hand side to Bayer in recent games. He was one of the players that got some of the criticism in episode 3. Lewis Potter. Shots blocked well by El Yamik, but I think Bayer was certainly better in episode 4 than he was in 3, that's for sure. Lewis Potter will bring this down. I've got support here on the edge of the box, and it is Diangana. And he very nearly scored another worldie. I'm desperate to see what you guys think, or to see the reaction to Diangana's thunderbolts yesterday. My God, that left-footed effort was an absolute worldie from the corner against Fulham. A look for Malik Wilks. He spun well, trying to get away from Valakovic. He's done really well. Barnett has got the space. And on that left foot, normally tucks those away. Perhaps the angle a little bit too acute for him there with the body positioning. That's a decent delivery, though. And Sturyu puts it over the bar. Cook. We're glancing at the table, but it's not a table that we're going to be involved in this season. Those top 4 positions. Maybe next year, if we continue to grow as we are. The players are definitely growing nicely and the squad is coming along really well, but we need to turn those ratings and that potential into performances, and we did yesterday, but it's doing that on a regular basis that is going to make the difference between whether we are or are not challenging for European football. dare I say it, maybe at the end of this season for Europa League or via a cup, well, FA Cup now that we've got knocked out of the Carabao Cup finish. We'll wait and see. I'd love to win the FA Cup at Hull City in this third season. Go on, Malik. Heavy touch to get past the defender and finish it, please. No, a swing and a miss at thin air. Lovely. Don't forget you have to kick the football, Malik, to try and score the goals. You can't just swing a leg and hope that it goes in. Wallace, short there. Lewis Potter gets away from the man and draws the save at Araya. We have certainly been more competitive in this game against Bournemouth than we have been in any of the games against them in recent memory. We said that yesterday that it was the formation change that brought back the good form for us. But even with this formation, Bournemouth still dominated me on 2 or 3 occasions over the past couple of seasons. So we are certainly going to have to prove that we are worthy of these high individual ratings and that we are a good team as well as a team that has some good individuals in it. Southampton drawing 1-1 currently with Chelsea. Keane Lewis Potter, I'm just going to dart back on that right foot. And, oh, it's a brilliant challenge, but Sangare picks up the loose ball, does a 360 on it. Rob Wallace played in and cleared away after a shot blocked. Oh, what a ball. David Brooks over the bar, out of nowhere. I was just listening to the commentary piece there. This wouldn't be my... I'll start that again. This wouldn't be my 100th win. My 100th win was the one against Arsenal at the Emirates, which is arguably, if you ignore the fact that Bournemouth are my bogey team, arguably the bigger win. This, I feel personally, for the story of this save, would be the bigger win if we can get it. But certainly, winning at Arsenal for your 100th career victory is certainly something to be proud of. That's hacked away. We've not really had anything to be proud of in this first half other than some dominating football and some chances created. We've been just as creative as we were yesterday, but not as clinical as we were yesterday. Goals not flowing yet, even though the chances are. They just keep backing off, so you... not good enough from Alec Wilkes. If the AI are going to back off like that, I am going to shoot from distance because we've had a couple of great goals already so far this season. Charlie Barnett with a good one against... To be fair, both of them came against Fulham, didn't they? Dean Garner with an effort well saved in this one that was headed towards that top corner. Wilkes could have done something similar, but his went wide. But a dominant first half. We are the better team against Bournemouth here for, I think, the first time in our career here at Hull City. But we need to see it through. Groeneveld. Yedlin doing enough just to put him off. Stowe with a very good header there. And Barnett looking to set up a counter-attack. Here's Wallace. Daniel Groeneveld tucked in narrow to try and help defensively for Bournemouth here. And they have needed the help in this game so far. But still no goal. Sangare coming forward. Barnett's gone again. Can he go there? Oh, it would have been really well worked if it had panned out. But defended well by Bournemouth, and that's been the case so far. Every time we have gotten past their back line, David Raya has been in the way. George Long has been good for us this year. He did have a rather dodgy spell in that third episode when we were in that run of defeats. But yesterday, he made a couple of very important saves and very typically George Long-esque saves to ensure that we got the points that we did. I'm trying to get Daniel... It's apparently impossible to get Daniel Groeneveld off the ball. Now they've got a free kick here on the edge of the box. I think advantage had really gone there. And Philip Billing is a man that loves to power free kicks against us. On a couple of occasions recently, he's just put his foot through it rather than showing any sort of finesse. And he's done it again, but Long is there with a save. There is no finesse with Philip Billing. It is pure power every time in all aspects of his play. Daniel Groeneveld with the corner, whipped in well. Valikovic up and not necessarily properly away as Dom Solanke gets underneath that. And this time we will clear the line. A couple of changes waiting to be made now. Daniel Groeneveld is in here. Oh! Whether that was intentional from Dom Solanke or not, it's worked wonderfully. Bournemouth have offered not much in terms of final products going forward. All of the danger, but no chances. And yeah, it really is just a... From me, as well as George Long, lovely ball into Daniel Groeneveld. And I think he's tried to shoot there, Solanke, and he's realised he's just behind him, and he couldn't quite get to it, nor could the defender, but Lerma was not going to miss that. Not the first time he scored against us. Diangana off and Pinto on. Wallace off and Conor Gallagher on. But we now find ourselves 1-0 down in this game with just 10 minutes to go. Despite it being easily our best performance of our career against Bournemouth, it looks like same old result. A defeat against the Cherries, unless we find something drastic in the final few stages. Barnett to Conor Gallagher. Barnett's gone again, but look at the amount of Bournemouth men back here. Pinto with the turn and the acceleration to get away. Conor Gallagher's back there, but Philip Billings in the way. Nicely done by Conor Gallagher, though, to try and win it back. Put them under pressure. I thought it was going to bounce back. He didn't, but Sangare will win that header. And Barnett has Alec Wilkes with him. And Wilkes has Barnett gone again, but I think he was offside. In the way there, Wilkes. I can't change player to the man quickly enough to get in the way. And I fear it is now going to be a defeat to Bournemouth. Well, Christ knows how long this video is going to be if this game is going to have all of the highlights I've commented on in it. Because, Jesus Christ, this has been a hell of a game of football. Stir you. It's not enough time left. As soon as I fire it forward, the referee's going to blow his whistle. Mallet Wilkes will knock that down, but there is that whistle. Defeat against Bournemouth, but a performance more like yesterday than the day before, but a result more like the day before than yesterday. I mean, David Raya pulled out all the stops to keep us out there, and that's the first time we haven't scored for quite a while, actually. First time we haven't scored for quite a while. Gallagher is wanting to play more. I'll say you're still in contention, which absolutely he is. And Diangana is pleased with the amount of first-team football he's getting at the minute. That's fine. I am actually going to take Diangana out, though, for Pinto. And I will put Gallagher in for Wallace for the next one, which is... Actually, the next one's Aston Villa, isn't it? Yeah, the next one's Aston Villa, the one we're going to simulate in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to train for 2 weeks, and then I'll see you there. All right, here we go then against Villa. They've got Kofi on the right, Mariano up top, Lato on the left, Hurahan, Chaka and Trigueros as a midfield three. Sanchez, Elizondo, Rojo and Gilbert with still Emi Martinez in goal. It's raining at Villa Park, but we rain on their parade with Ivan Toney off the bench to get the winner. Ivan Toney gets his first goal of his time in the Premier League. Certainly, I feel, will be scoring goals in the Premier League in real life in his career in the not too distant future, the way he's been smacking them in for Brentford this season and was scoring well prior to arriving at Brentford as well. Doherty is slightly frustrated. I can kind of understand that because he was one of the first names on the team sheet for the majority of our time in the Championship, but wanting to show Wallace the first team football, like, yes, we have higher rated players, i.e. Conor Gallagher, but I don't want to stunt Rob Wallace's growth. Too many times in saves, I have focused on the higher rated player rather than the young lower rated player that has the higher potential. And too many times, young potential players have fallen by the wayside in my saves. This is the first time I've ever really properly made a genuine concerted effort to ensure that a youngster fulfills his potential. So I will drop Gallagher out for Wallace again here. Pinto will stay in the side. Maybe we throw Doherty in ahead of Sangare for this one. Actually, let me not save that because I've not done it on the right screen. I'll do Gallagher for Wallace, and then Doherty for Sangare is a player or a swap that I'll do on this screen. Actually, it's Everton next. I might need the physicality of Sangare against Ismail Assar up top. James Rodriguez on the right. Anthony Gordon on the left. Delph, Allen and Campagna. Haps, Anderson, Gibbs, John, Pickford. That's not that strong a backline for them at all. We might be in for a decent result here. Elder, Barnett, looking to bounce back from the Bournemouth game. Oh, won't be doing it if I continue to pass like that, though. Fabian Delph doesn't fill me with fear in their midfield. Haps is a quick wing back, but not necessarily technically gifted, I didn't think. Anthony Gordon is a player that starts off quite low rated, and I'm not sure what his potential is, but I don't imagine he's a worldie by this stage. They've sold a lot of their quality players. Everton still got James Rodriguez here, evidently, because he starts on the right-hand side. That's a lovely ball. Get it under control and into the middle. And Barnett's there. No, he's not. Under control and into the middle. And Pinto's there. No, he's not. Under control and towards the middle. And Willix is there. Oh, Sangare too. Barnett, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm trying. It's just not working yet against Everton, but If this game is anywhere near as entertaining as the game against Bournemouth, then we're in for a stormer as they take a 1-0 lead against Leeds, almost as if they knew I was talking about them. Wallace in the way there. I don't know much about Anderson at the back for them either. I know he can be good, but I don't know if he actually is any good. We'll wait and see. We've certainly had the more of the possession and more of the play in the opening 20 minutes or so. But as we didn't do against Bournemouth, we need to turn that into goals here at home. Look at the space. I've seen him. All the way on the far side. It's the overlapping run of Callum Elder. He gets that down and under control and pulls that back for Keane Lewis Potter, who couldn't miss from there. Hull 1, Everton 0. I intended to play that all the way to Callum Elder initially, but it still worked out for the best. So everyone in an orange and black striped shirt is a winner, and everybody in a blue and white shirt is a loser. Sorry. Jordan, I guess technically he's in the pink shirt, so he's not a loser, but he didn't stand a chance with that. Keane Lewis Potter does not miss those. 1-0 Tigers. Just goes straight past Sangare. Although he... Oh, I thought for a minute he was going to get involved in the attack. Well, that's a bit rare. Sangare getting forward. He's very good at being disciplined in that holding role. Barnett. Oh, I needed to be quicker with his footwork to try and get that back to Malik Wilks. Lewis Potter up against Declan John. Certainly isn't a defender I'm scared of. And Barnett does get his shot away, but he scuffed it on this occasion. Well enough defended by their number 36. I'm not sure who that is, actually. Their number 36. That might be Anderson, actually. Oh, that's a ping. And it's kept in by Anthony Gordon beautifully on the upper thigh. Wow, what a touch. Leeds have equalised against Bournemouth. Bournemouth were behind us in the table. They're obviously now above us, having beaten us. But Leeds were down near the bottom, so Leeds trying their best to recover their season. Still in the Premier League. I don't know if they've ever been relegated in this save, because we haven't played against them yet. And we did get out of League One at the first attempt, so they must have always been in the Prem. Lewis Potter. That's more like it. That's more like it, Keane. That's more like it, Hull City. 2-0. Wallace out to Pinto and to Barnett. Wilks. Barnett's gone again. Just delaying in making the final move. Opened up the space for Barnett. Oh my God. What a challenge. Anderson. Speechless. That's one of the best recovery tackles I have ever seen in a game of career mode. He had no right to get to that. Barnett was clean through, away, and pulling the trigger. It's 2-1 to Wolves against Leicester in their game. Bournemouth Leeds was 2-2 at half-time, so that game's certainly a cracker, and Bournemouth being involved in a lot of really entertaining play so far today. Away, we're being involved in a lot of entertaining play too, because this has been a good game as well. John to Palhinha into Ismail Assar. Quite weird that Ismail Assar ended up at Everton in this save, as well as the one where we were in charge at Goodison Park. Here's James into Palhinha. Half an hour to play here. Still confident of the win, unless they get themselves one back sooner rather than later. Ah, poor pass from Sangare, to be fair. I did play a through ball and shouldn't have. Should have played a ball to feet there. Right. Donny van der Beek off the bench for Everton here. Just take your time, Ches. Don't rush it. Just make sure that we can... That's a terrible ball from George Long. Oh, just as I was defending you earlier on, George. Maybe I didn't put enough power on it, but, I mean, I was aiming straight down the middle of the field, and he's kicked it to the right. Ah. The occasional mistake in George Long this season, which we haven't seen before. Hopefully, as he continues to grow this year, those mistakes will disappear. If not, we may end up having to not sell him, but drop him to the bench or to the reserves and have a higher rated, more reliable goalkeeper. I'd hate to have to do that, because George Long has been a wonderful servant to us. But we'll just monitor it for the next handful of episodes, and maybe he can recover again. He was quite poor in episode 3, really good in episode 4, and has been alright here in episode 5, but that certainly was a mistake from him. Campagna in behind here. Time's ticking down. 7.5 minutes to go. Everton have got one back. Let's not allow them a second, shall we? Here's Campagna, cross blocked and away for a throw. Gordon with the throw. Another a goal in the... Oh, Bournemouth have scored a third. Is that 3-3? No, it's 3-2. Bournemouth do look like they're going to get back-to-back victories. We at least will be able to keep up with them for the time being then, despite falling behind with obviously the first defeat. Or defeat in the first game even. Right, come on, Lewis Potter. Where are we going? You're on a hat-trick, but I'm not going to get you that if you're out here, am I? But to be fair, is where he's played, so maybe he should be up there. Rob Wallace looking for Barnett again. Oh, Keane Lewis Potter was making good movements inside, but we've wasted enough time there. And with 2 minutes added on, we should be able to see this through now. Hammer's taking his time. Yeah, that'll be game. It's going to be a 2-1 win. We bounce back against Everton after a frustrating defeat against Bournemouth, where we certainly performed well enough to earn at least a point. But none on that occasion. All three on this occasion thanks to 2 first-half goals from Keane Lewis Potter. And Everton didn't perform that well, but we did think that starting lineup was a little bit poor, didn't we? And turns out it was. Everton are 11th in the league table. That win puts us up into 9th, and we have Wolves to end the day. Wolves, Andre Lunin in goal for them. Nelson Semedo, Dion Sanderson, Mason Holgate, Hoover and Johnny. Morgan Gibbs-White and Ruben Neves. And then Traore, Vinicius and Neto. Vinicius is, at least he was, the top goal scorer in the league. So someone to keep quiet for sure. Sebastian Haller I saw on the bench there as well. He's obviously gone to Ajax in real life now for... or from West Ham, even. But Neto's... Every time I do a series and I end up playing against Wolves, I'm always like, oh, I'd love to use Pedro Neto in a save. I never have. And he's brilliant in real life. And I've loved him since he moved to Wolves, what, 2 seasons ago now? And he's, for the first time this year, actually getting a run of first-team football and really genuinely showing how good a prospect he is. But I've never signed him in a save. This probably isn't going to be the one either, but... maybe another. One day, maybe I'll do a Road to Neto series some point. Here he is trying to cause me problems, and he has done, but thankfully Burke blocks Ruben Neves' shot here. Wolves a very good side. They're 5th in the table currently. Adama Traore's not had as good a season in real life as, you know, he's capable of. Sanderson's underneath that, and Pinto just trying to work it. Whoa, no! Jesus wept, what on earth happened there? I don't really know how we haven't gone 1-0 down there, but that was a ridiculous passage of play. Ball pinballing about everywhere. I'm not going to run away from Traore, am I? And to be fair, even though it's Sangare, I'm probably not going to out-muscle Traore either. Lewis Potter into Rob Wallace on the counter-attack. Pinto's out wide as the wing-back tucks narrow. And we'll look for a ball towards the back post. Dion Sanderson is tall enough to get rid of the ball from Charlie Barnett. Delivered in. And Sturgis underneath it. It could fall. Malik Wilkes, is that going to go in? No, it's going to go well wide. Unorthodox attempt to try and get the ball into the back of the net. Oh, and I tell you what, Morgan Gibbs-White put his head in, or was that Mason Holgate? Mike Mason Holgate put his head in where it could have got hurt there. To be fair, it probably would have done if it were real life as the boot came across his forehead, but still doing what needed to be done to ensure that his side keep a clean sheet. Hoover, back there to Johnny. Neto's on his bike. Bayard's going to have to go with him. Was Neto onside there? Must be a yes, because the whistle would have gone by now. Neto, well blocked by Bayard. And away. That was nicely done. Well defended. We'll look for Rob Wallace through that gap. And he's going to burst forward. I'm not sure what his pace stat is, actually, Rob Wallace. I don't think he's slow. He's not rapid, but he's not super slow either. Barnett, driving forward. Oh my god, Sangare could be in. Sangare, yet to score for us. Oh, and still yet to score for us. What a save by Lunin. I thought the keeper might expect me to go across goal, so I tried to drill it hard and low towards that left-hand corner, and that's a brilliant save by the Ukrainian. We flick that on. Steryu, oh, side netting as it flies past the post and wide. Adama Traore, oh, I thought I'd got the tackle in there, but actually squeezed the pass off to Nelson Semedo. And this, oh, God, I forgot how fast Nelson Semedo is. Oh, and apparently strong too. Lewis Potter flattened. Oh no, of all people for the ball to fall to in a position like that, you do not want it to be Ruben Neves. The ability of the man, he could easily have struck that first time on the volley and pinged it right into the top corner. On this occasion, electing to take a touch, and they were just lining up there, weren't they, Wolves? Lovely first touch, set himself wonderfully, and you back him to score that every single time. Ruben Neves makes it Wolves 1, Hull City 0. They're pushing for a Champions League spot in the league, set in 5th currently. We're just trying to catch up to the group that's kind of above us from 8th and forwards. But fingers crossed, we can turn this back around. Otherwise, we'll be losing ground on those in the top half again. When we were in 10th and I was like, oh, there's a big gap to 9th and upwards, it was Everton that was the team that was that gap. They obviously lost lost the first game of the episode, or match day weekend, and then lost to us as well. So we've actually been able to get ourselves up into the top 9. But I fear the gap to the top 8 is still just as big as it previously was. So Wolves certainly not even remotely catchable this season. But it still would have been nice to get a result here against them if we can. It will be nice to get a result against them here if we can. I'm not giving up on it yet. Keane Lewis-Potter showing some good movement there. And Charlie Barnett try and accelerate around the outside. And I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. It's going to be 1-0 Wolves at half-time. I still feel like we can get something from this. But Lunan has been very good when we have, briefly, found our way past their defensive line. And other than that, they've been very solid. Good side, Wolves. Really good side. A side that I may do a series with on FIFA 22, if you might be interested in seeing a Wolves save. But for now, we'll just have to deal with playing against them rather than playing with them. Will they get another goal before half-time? Adama Traore delivers the corner. They might. Do you know? Mason Holgate's underneath that into the middle. Dion Sanderson was there, but Bayar steps up and out. It'll be 1-0 at half-time. Pinto to Wilkes. Just too many men. Too many men. Oh, committed to that as it was a looser touch. Neves out to Adama Traore. Get on that. I can't. Sanderson inside to Gibbs-White. Adama Traore, nice tackle. Oh, unfortunately not. Adama back to Semedo. Here's Sanderson over the top to Adama Traore. Mario Hermoso apparently going to Napoli from Everton. I don't know if that actually happened or not already, or whether it's just a rumour transfer for the upcoming January transfer window. Nice interception by Burke there. And we'll fire that quickly forward. I'm going to have to go out wide before I can go forward again. Pinto busting a gut. Don't get to see how quick Pinto actually is, because a lot of the time he's up against super quick wingbacks as well. If he was central, he'd probably be absolutely deadly, but obviously we want to utilise Charlie Barnett there. Pinto through that gap. Nicely seen. Wilkes out wide. Please keep that in, Callum. Good lad. You're not going to beat Adama Traore or Nelson Semedo in a foot race, though. Work that centrally to Lewis Potter. Here's Malik Wilkes. Space. Oh, for Charlie Barnett, who was just waiting to receive the ball to then let fly from the edge of the box. Nice block by Reece Burke. He's still going strong. Excellent defensive work. Wilkes looking for Barnett, and Dion Sanderson gets there first. Liverpool take a 2-1 lead against Brighton, who I believe are still firmly rooted to the bottom of the table. Oh, we've come so close in this game with that Sangare effort. That through ball there to Charles Barnett. We just not quite had that clear-cut chance to tuck away to get ourselves our first goal of the day. 23 or so minutes to go to try and find that goal. And I still remain hopeful that we will. Gibbs-White again. Short there to Vinicius. He's been quiet, actually, for a supposed best striker in the league right now. Top goal scorer. He has been very quiet. Barnett across to Wallace. I elected not to go to the man on the far left because Adama Traore is marking him. And, well, I don't fancy anyone in a foot race against Adama Traore. Barnett drawing another good save out of Andre Lunin, who continues to impress. A couple of changes there. Sangare off and Conor Gallagher, who's taking the corner on. Steyu! He's been winning regular headers from corners. Leonidas Steyu, but not yet actually scored one, frustratingly. And also Pinto is off. And Grady Diangana is on the right-hand side again. Win that. Oh, okay, don't. Rafinha. I presume it's the former Leeds Rafinha, Brazilian winger. Nice tackle by Reece Burke. Wallace quickly out to Lewis Potter. Forward to Malik Wilkes. Charlie Barnett's with me. Can we please finally get the chance we're waiting for? Diangana might be the man to take it. Grady Diangana's taking it very close. Grady Diangana is proving to be one of the best impact subs we've ever had in any save. Always ever so reliable when you're on the counter-attack. He's certainly having a massive influence on proceedings, but I still feel like Pinto starting is the future. Diangana has been much more influential coming on as a sub than Pinto has been coming on as a sub if roles are reversed. So I think I'm still going to commit with Pinto on the right-hand side, but really pleased with the way that Grady Diangana has integrated himself into this squad and immediately had an impact and playing as if he's been here since Season 1 and is one of the most consistent performers we've had throughout that entire rise through the leagues. Rafinha trying to ensure that Wolves still get their 3 points. He's off the bench trying to have a similar impact for them from out wide. Bayard gets a good block on that as he just tried to flick the cross into the box. In the 90th minute, the Molineux Massive giving a big old cheer, roaring their side to hopefully victory for them, but hopefully not for me. Holgate just force him wide, cover the ball back to Adama and then force him further wide. Looks like we should be in. Well, we're only going to get the chance to draw now because time will disappear. Adama, no, do not. Ref, I need you to do me a favour here. I am nervous and under pressure. Oh, thank you. No. Oh, I thought he committed to going backwards. Ref, blow your whistle, please. I don't like that. Chop. Oh, Callum Elder. That's the best sliding challenge you have ever put in your entire life. A draw against Wolves. My God, we had to fight for it. So, a result of all kinds today. And it is, as it happens, how we thought it might be at the beginning of the episode. We had an episode where we were awful, an episode where we were great, and an episode where we've been all sorts of in between. And we are still 10th in the league table, although 7 points off West Ham in 7th, and a big 10 points away from Wolves, the side that we just drew against, in that 5th spot. Our only chance of European football next season, I imagine, is going to be an FA Cup win, but we may as well go for an FA Cup win this year. Why not? We're not really going to be threatened by relegation, we don't think, anyway, unless things really go tits up. We are only going to be going from strength to strength this season. December will be split into 2, so we'll play Leicester City and Tottenham tomorrow, then Leeds, Everton again, and Villa the day after. And then we'll be into the January transfer window, where, to be fair, I currently don't have any money to spend. And I would ideally like to avoid selling anyone. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I'd like the side that brought us up to have the chance to complete their first full season in the Premier League before we then start to really potentially gut the team and look to improve. Because everybody's growing well enough to really kind of still be involved. I think Reece Burke and George Long are probably going to be the 2 players that get replaced first in the summer window next year. Burke hasn't grown this year, but Long is growing, but slowly, and he's 29 now, I think, actually, George Long. He's 30 now, so he's still not got the peaked symbol next to him, so he is still going to grow a little bit more, but I fear that his first team spot is probably going to only be first team for this season, and next year we'll look to sign a new goalkeeper and centre-back, but we'll wait and see how things finish the season, but we've certainly had a strong first third of the season. I've already saved that, haven't I? We've certainly had a strong first third to the season. 15 games in, sat 10th. Welcome to the Premier League. We are capable enough to keep ourselves up, but not yet good enough to get into Europe via a league finish anyway. But you never know what's going to happen in the latter stages of the season. One good run of form, we might sneak something, or perhaps even win some silverware with an FA Cup trophy. We'll wait and see. Join me tomorrow though. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any more videos. And I'll see you then.